Okay, so I was asking you in the car, do you think that it's possible to develop a foot fetish in the middle of your life?
Yes. Simply because, when you're younger, unless you're like kind of born and you like feet, it's something you're hopefully going to stumble upon, if that makes sense. Like, unless you like start venturing the web, usually someone's going to bring it up to you,
Oh.
So I'm just thinking.
So you're saying someone will bring it up to you in like when you're in the bed with them?
Yeah, exactly. Like someone else will probably invite it into your life, bring it into your life, if that makes sense, later in life. Some people are so prudish that they will not even think if they may not even say to themselves, I wonder if I like feet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until it's someone else brings it into their life, which can happen later in life with a different partner.
Yeah, but what if... okay, so the reason I'm bringing this up...
Okay.
We'll give context. We'll give context. And by the way, if you hear some snorting in the background, we have a French bulldog sitting on the couch with us. Her name is Doodle.
Fat one.
So some context. I was talking to somebody, a friend, like a girlfriend, not like a friend that's like a girl, a friend that's a girl.
Yeah.
And she had sent me a photo, and I noticed that her feet looked really good. And I had never looked at a woman's feet before until that moment. I was like, huh, your feet look kind of good. And I haven't looked at other women's feet of like, oh, like I'm not fucking going around on the subway smelling people's shoes.
No, I know what you mean.
But I'm like, what is that? Why is that happening?
It's funny.
You know what I mean?
It's funny you say that now, though, because for some reason I always look at people's feet and I think, wow, they're ugly. They're really ugly. Like most people's feet.
Most feet are disgusting.
Well, yeah, they usually got disproportionate, toes, and they're super long and skinny, or someone's got a giant toe, just like the big toe, or there's so many weird things. But sometimes you meet someone and you're so attracted to them, I think you also think their feet is attractive. It might not be the feet, it might just be them.
You think so? You think that everything is... I mean, no one's fucking perfect.
No one is.
I mean...
some people genuinely do have, nicer looking feet than others, but I don't know about, I've never gone and saw film like, oh, wow, I'm aroused now.
No, but I didn't have that. It was just a picture. It was just a picture of a friend.
So you're just complimenting it, or you're just thinking it's...
I just noticed I've never looked at someone's feet, and I went, oh... That's nice.
So this is definitely an avenue you're going to fucking pursue a little further.
I mean, I'm not going to look on fucking porn websites and be like, oh, this is my, I got to watch this. But it just makes you wonder. Like, I always was like, yo, what's wrong with people who are into feet? And now I'm like, I never looked at a foot.
So what you're trying to say is you completely understand Tarantino's kind of like...
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw a picture he had of Margot Robbie, and I, for the first time, was like, that's kind of nice.
Wait, which one?
Of her in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, with her dirty feet on the
Yeah.
Which, I mean, her dirty feet were nasty, but it's also Margot Robbie. But
Margot Robbie was in that one.
Yeah, she played Sharon Tate.
Of course, fuck, dude. I need to watch that film again, dude. It's been a minute. That was actually a fucking good film, dude. I thought it was good, dude. People give it a lot of shit. And they're like, oh, because there was potentially a swan song, I thought it was fucking good, dude.
I never watched it.
Why are we doing this? Why the fuck are we doing this? What the fuck, dude? He hasn't got even that many films out, and you haven't watched them.
I haven't seen it.
What stopped you?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. I really don't know.
Weren't you in Hollywood when it came out?
No, I was in New York when I was there.
Right.
Which is where we're at now. But you know why? Because he was into feet, and I thought it was fucking disgusting. Doodle, stop scratching your fucking face, Jesus. Sorry. It's fucking bulldog. But yeah, man, have you ever gotten a little FJ?
Foot job?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speak up.
Sorry, yeah, I have. It's
okay.
good. It's good fun.
Oh, really?
Well, it's good fun because I think it's good fun because it's it's new. It's different.
Okay.
I don't think.
Were the feet nice feet, or was it from someone who just I'm gonna give you a foot job and you don't have a choice?
Probably the nicest feet I've ever seen on a woman by hands down.
Really?
I'm quite grossed out by feet. I don't know why they freak me out.
I mean, as they should.
They're weird looking things, dude.
Yeah.
But I think it was more of the arousal of this is not sexy to me naturally, but obviously, it's good fucking fun. I recommend it to everyone. Obviously, give it a go. It might be your favorite fucking thing out there, but
I like I said, it's I'm a little concerned, but it's not. It was just these one specific feet that I was like. That's it.
This is the start, mate.
You think
This
I'm
is
gonna end up
this
like
is-
crazed in like a basement somewhere?
No, you're gonna be like Tarantino, just making films just to put feet in front of the fucking screen, so you can get an excuse to
If I ask my friend, she'll maybe do it.
fair play.
And if it's just her feet, and then maybe it's just like it was just a momentary thing, and you know.
Do you think maybe Tarantino makes films specifically so you can put the most attractive actresses on screen and see their feet?
Isn't that what every guy makes films for? I mean, isn't it?
It's like those short films with the director's also the actor, and he's also in love with the love interest. You know, mate.
Oh well, that's the sick old Hollywood. Doodle
Yeah.
stop. Sick old Hollywood fucking. You know, sickos. Like Alfred Hitchcock was a sick.
Wasn't
sick
Woody?
dude.
What's his name?
What?
The guy.
Huh?
Fucking Woody Allen.
Oh, Woody Allen. Yeah, he
had
fucking
some-
rapist.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
something about that.
he married like his like wife's kid or something, some shit like that.
Dude, Hollywood is really fucked up when you actually look at it.
Yeah.
Like, the history. Like, you didn't see Babylon yet, have you?
Of course, I saw.
Oh, you saw Babylon.
I loved
I
Babylon.
watched it again the other day, and I'm like, that is probably like when Hollywood was the funnest, I would say, because it was so fucking new.
It was it was the Wild West, dude. It's like
Yeah.
people died on set, and it was like, all right, let's keep moving. Like, all right, big deal. This guy was drunky.
I think that's when it was like, it was so new that it didn't have time to be completely commercialized, if that makes sense.
Of course. I mean, there was no unions for anything, I think, at that point. Like, even
Oh,
when you were
God
building a
knows.
building during then, you know, you'd have a net, or you didn't even have nets. The guy would fall off, he'd die. You'd be like, all right, like,
Well,
get
you've seen
somebody
this.
else.
You've seen the pictures of the Empire State Building with all those guys just on the
Sitting eating fucking lunch on a steel bar.
Yeah, people were made of different shit back in the day, that's for sure. Because there's no way you're gonna get anyone to do that in the same way nowadays.
Of course not. Of
well,
course not.
maybe immigrants. That's how pretty much America gets
I
everything.
mean, yeah, they start with that,
Yeah.
and then when they get like the business gets bigger, then you have to start, you know, worrying about the
Well,
legality
yeah.
of that. But yeah, man, I don't know. I think you think the world was a happier place when it was like that, or you think it was? Just
I think the world was a happier place in the sense that people had so much. They had a lot on their plate in terms of what they had to do to survive.
yeah.
That they didn't actually have time to think about other things. If
Yeah,
like,
the
oh,
shit.
do I feel good today, or do I not feel good and stuff? So,
Also, technology was it was nothing. It was at that point. It was like you had to like
what was
Like-
technology back then?
I don't know. I
Phone.
barely had a crane. I'm guessing, right? Like
Oh, in terms of building, you're talking like
building even Hollywood. Like
they would have had cranes back then for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I
yeah.
guess you're building the Empire State
Cranes have
Building.
been around for a while, not as the ones you know, like the electric ones, but they
Fucking just
yeah, stuff
shit like that.
like that. But imagine, obviously, because I'm back in New York right now, but imagine being in New York back then. Like,
It had to be a wild experience.
I wonder if it was so fucking dangerous back then. I bet
Oh, 100%.
like you couldn't go down the street because someone would just shoot you, like something like out of the Batman kind of film where you see them always getting mugged.
What's that movie? What the fuck is that movie? The Scorsese film with Daniel Day-Lewis.
Gangs in New York.
Gangs in New York.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Where
Yeah,
you
I
just
can see
fucking
that.
kill people, and you know it was kind of like whatever.
Yeah,
No health regulations, nothing.
because that brings me to the thing. Because I started watching. I told you in the car. Like I started watching 1884.
Yeah,
Mate, someone stole your wallet right now.
yeah,
Let's just say in Times Square, someone stole your wallet and you had a gun on you.
yeah.
You shot him. You get fucking arrested, right? You
Now,
get
yeah.
Well, exactly. Back then, this guy, is obviously scripted, but anyways, the guy steals his wallet. He just full on just shoots in the back, and then he goes up to the whole town who's in shock. He's like, yeah, he stole my wallet. And they're like, yeah, fuck him. And they started beating him up. And I'm like,
I think there's justice in that. I think that's. I know it's maybe not the way to go, but I think there's something nice about that.
well, imagine if someone just wrongfully accused you and just shot you.
That would suck.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the other side of it. Like, you're taking someone's word when it comes to that shit. It's some life or death.
Have you ever watched the show? It was on Showtime. It made it like 2 seasons, I think. The Nick with Clive Owen. He played a surgeon in the 1900s in New York.
No, but for some reason it rings a bell. But go on though. Yeah.
It's a wild show. Like the way they would practice medicine.
Oh, in terms of like early days kind of surgery stuff.
Early, where you would do it in a theater, and it was in New York, and it was just this very fucking cool show. I don't know why it didn't last. It was intense. You were dealing with shit like that, like where you could just kill someone, it didn't matter. You were dealing with someone going under the knife, like going for surgery, and it was like, all right, we're gonna try this for the first time, and they were using cocaine to sedate people. Like,
You serious?
cocaine was legal.
Fuck, dude. Well, no, I knew it was legal. I didn't think they'd do the sedation because
Maybe not. Well, he was addicted to cocaine.
Okay,
the
that would make
doctor.
more sense. It was
Yeah.
like,
But they would give it to. It was a medicine.
yeah, it was like back in the day, like just between World War I and World War II.
Yeah.
Opium, dude, was the shit.
Oh,
back
I've
then.
been looking for an opium den in New York. I'm not kidding. I have one friend.
Do you think there's actually any left?
I'm convinced there has to be. There has to be an underground opium den in New York.
I doubt it's underground. I bet it's bougie as shit. Now.
But you have to know it.
Yeah,
you have to
exactly.
know
It's
it.
like Fight Club, you know. You like
100%.
you don't talk about the den, like.
I have a friend who moved here from California,
Right.
and it was our mission to find an opium den while he lived here,
Right.
and we still haven't found it. But I'm telling you, there's got to be one. I think there is.
I think there's. If it's not in New York, I bet there's a ping pong show somewhere in New York as well, like a Thai.
Oh, like
one.
where they shoot ping pongs out
Just
of a pussy?
like I bet you there's gotta be something hidden here.
Well, the Box. There's a place called the Box that has it's like a burlesque shows. I don't.
Okay.
And weird shit happens. And there's
Okay.
also a place called that opened The Stranger.
Stranger.
Yeah, it's like 5 floors of weird. Apparently,
I kind of want to go there now.
we should go.
Speaking of weird places, I was just in the sex museum yesterday.
Oh, the Museum of Sex. Yeah.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, you got me a stress ball that's in the shape of
And I
a
hope
giant
it brings
ass.
you a lot of stress relief.
It's in my it's in the other car right now, and my mother's borrowing that. So she's probably
You're
looking
just
at
gonna
this.
catch your mom flicking the nipple on your stress ball.
What is this thing?
Oh, you
Harrison?
got the ass one. That's right. Yeah, no.
You
yeah.
gave me the ass. She's probably not even gonna know what it is.
Yeah.
The nipple, she would have understood.
But I'll tell you something really interesting about the fucking museum, right?
Yeah.
You know the prudish people when you walk around them. Like in a sex museum, because they look so out of fucking place there.
Are they couples usually?
Yeah, couples, but very like, you know, they're usually the introverted couples who barely
From like Minnesota or some shit?
They just don't squeak. They make a squeak in a party, and that's about it. And
Oh, dude. What did you see? Like when? So they were like what?
oh, we were seeing all sorts of these like. Well, I showed you one of them, the fucking power drill fucking.
Oh, the
dildo.
fucking dildo with the power.
Yeah.
It's a saw.
I'll
with
send
a
you the picture so
dildo.
you can chuck it on the.
Please, I
yeah,
want to be able to on a
yeah.
clip. It's a fucking giant saw that you'd get at Home Depot with a dildo attached to
And
it.
it's no cheap one as well as a Makita. It's a proper trusted brand, so you know you will get your climax from this Japanese-made tool. So yeah.
I wonder if I've ever met a girl who was like in their closet has a giant saw with like a power drill with a dildo attached to it.
I don't know if I'd be so turned on if I saw that. I would be so turned on. I'll be like, I'm so glad you're not normal like everyone else who's got like maybe one of those well, they don't have
I'm
ants.
so glad you don't have a regular dildo.
Yeah, that's so fucking boring. Like, oh,
I want you to have the most fucking industrial giant thing to shove inside you because that makes me happy to see.
not only that,
Yeah.
a room specifically just for it.
That's different. That's different.
How
But
is that different?
Imagine, like, yo, what are you building a house with this fucking dildo? Like, how? I have no problem with that. I think dildos and vibrators are fun. I think they're
Right.
great. But you need a big man to operate this thing.
Either that or you build an entire rig that can operate it just itself. Just
She's bicycle riding and it's pulling the string.
oh my god! At least she's working for a climax, I guess. I tell you what, though, mate. You take sex toys out of the world, and you watch the suicide rate fucking jump up.
I can tell you, I'd meet every woman I'd ever met would be 10 times more, 100 times unhappier.
Yeah.
But I was talking to a girl also, as I talk to every woman about fucking dildos and vibrators, because why not, who had said, she's like, you don't, like, I mean, I obviously knew this, I'm not a fucking idiot, but she's like, it's like, we're playing with fucking crayons,
Right.
and the dildo is playing with pastels and oils.
I
Like,
know what you mean, like watercolors and everything. Yeah.
you can't compare it. We are children with crayons. Whereas the dildo, we can't do that.
When I was in school once, I heard a very similar saying, but it was from a kid. We must have been 16,
Yeah.
and he sounded so self-conscious, like he was competing against the dildo. Like it's us versus them, and
Yeah.
and someone was
Us versus AI.
Oh, this guy was so intense. Like everything was just had to be a peak, or it was nothing. But anyway, he was like, "Yeah, but chicks, you know, the real thing, nothing competes. You know, we're okay, boys." I'm like, no one said we weren't okay, but okay.
Be like, you're wrong, actually. But hey, like they still want to talk to someone. That's the thing. If women didn't want to talk afterwards, the dildos would win the war.
Wait till AI gets put in them, though. Yeah.
You imagine?
Who do you think's gonna be put off by the opposite sex first with AI coming in? Let's say, because you know if you've seen the film Her with Joaquin Phoenix,
Yes, I have.
that's essentially what's gonna fucking happen. It's already in the development of some sorts, right?
Yeah.
But who do you think is gonna go for? Is it the men that is gonna instantly go for the female, or would the women, you know, veer towards that version of AI. I think it would be the men, dude, because we're so sex craved and men need a lot of attention, I find, and get lonely. I think you'll find the men separating if it comes down to that first.
I think it's happening already in
You
countries like Japan. And
Oh shit, that's a good
I think it's happening where the men just are like, they want to fuck something and they want them to just do. Some dudes are like that. Like, they want to get the sex and just, I want you to serve me, make me dinner, tell me I'm the greatest thing in the world. I think the men and the women will be sitting there going, wait a second, ladies, we fucked up. Like, oh shit, we should have not said anything.
Yep.
However, there are men in the world, like myself, and I feel like you are similar. I'm not someone who wants to be told what to do.
No.
But I enjoy the banter. Like, if someone told me, like, a robot was like, you are the best cock I've ever had, I'd be like, you're a liar. You're a fucking liar.
I'll be like, oh, great. They've been listening to my, phone calls, and I've clearly been saying, I wish someone would say this to me. And they're like, I swear you're the greatest sex. It's like, yeah, something shit like that.
The first time would be nice. The first time, yeah, bitch, that's right. You got that good dick.
Man, I'm worried. What happens if, so you obviously people, you got these life-size dolls, right?
Yeah.
And you look at the stuff that's coming out. I think it's MIT. I think it's something like that. Boston.
One of those fucking
They
schools,
do the
yeah.
robot stuff, right?
Yeah.
Now picture that. You take that technology, you put it in the rubberized shit, you chuck AI on top of it, and you just make it purely a sexual thing. Watch what that will do to society. Like,
it'll
both
ruin
male and female sex.
men. If you built a robot that was the perfect man,
Right.
I don't think there'd be a woman who could. They would figure out a way to make him imperfect. Or the robot would go against his own motherboard and just be like, bitch, I'm fucking sick of this shit. I want to order pizza tonight. You know what I mean?
It'd be the first recorded suicide of an AI technology.
The AI would be sitting there with the fucking... He would tie the microphone cord around his neck and go, this bitch is driving me crazy. And I think a man, unless you're I think it's going to help men who can't get any women.
Yeah, there is obviously that. Yeah.
Like the incels. Like, there'll be less school shootings because they'll have this thing that just worships them.
You know what? You might could be fucking right.
It would be the greatest thing as far as that goes.
Yeah, because I got a feeling a lot of the mentally ill are extremely lonely, and if you have something completely tailored to you, both sexually and emotionally like that, that's gonna change. My concern here is right. Whether you're into men or women, whatever the fuck you're into, right? It takes an effort to go out and put yourself out there and be confident and try and show the best version of you. And even if it's just sex, even just fucking for relationship purposes, right? You have to really put effort into it.
Yeah.
You fucking chuck these little Terminator sex robots, AI, whatever things in, there's no effort. Like, people are going to be even lazier than they are already, I think, today.
Well, you have that with internet dating.
Yeah.
We have the swiping, the fucking, I don't, like, nope. And the worst is when you connect and no one writes to anybody, or someone writes and they don't respond, or you have 2 messages and then that's it. It's like, what, did you die?
It is a weird... Well, I guess that's not too dissimilar from a bar, though, if you think about it. Sometimes you go to a chick, you have a quick conversation, you just know it's not happening.
But there is also the sense of urgency in a bar. Where you're like,
true.
I gotta make this fucking happen. She's gonna walk away. She's gonna walk away right now.
Also, the bar's closed as well, so you only got that. Yeah, I get that.
You know, but like, I don't think, and maybe this is me being an optimist, which is rare. I think people will always crave human, like, meeting someone in person, even if it's just, forget sexual, it's just an encounter. It does something to you.
100%. Like, there's a physiological kind of like chemical kind of thing going on. Especially when you
100%.
You lock eyes to someone, you like them, they like you.
Oh, is there any better feeling?
Probably not.
No.
Or a rim job, probably. But apart from that, that's up there.
I wouldn't dare put any woman near my asshole at the fear of, one, homicide.
What do you mean? In what
that
sense?
I'd end up killing someone.
Oh, okay.
And just by accident.
Right.
They'd die. And 2, just because it'd be pure cruelty.
How about go to the doctor, sort out whatever the fuck's going on there that's gonna kill someone.
It's my asshole. That's what it is. It's not exactly. I don't fucking trim it up and go, I'm gonna show someone my asshole tonight.
Maybe you should, though.
Why would I do that?
Because it opens you up to the possibility of saying, hey, you know what? I haven't had a rim job in a while. How about I do you a favor, you do me one, you know? Like, Don't worry, love. I prepped.
You know what? You may need an AI fuck robot. Because
Probably.
I think if you say that to a woman in a bar, she'll have you arrested or killed.
I'm talking like a partner. You're not gonna do a fucking.
Oh, you're saying like a girlfriend.
Yeah, like
At that point, maybe. But I'm like, you have to break the ice. How? Okay, you're dating someone, right? If you're dating someone,
right.
hypothetically, how early into the relationship do you have to say to them? You think off the bat or way later that like, hey, look, I like getting my asshole licked.
Within 3 months.
Really, I
Yeah.
think that's late.
Late?
I think
I said within 3 months, not like.
Oh, so it could be 3 weeks. It could be 2 months.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
I think it's a bit weird if you wait after 3 months and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I'm really into it. I just didn't. It's like,
I didn't want to tell you, but I fucking love getting my
yeah,
asshole
and it's been
licked.
too long since I had it. And I'm just getting the urge. Like, yeah, I can see. Yeah, it's not going to go down well. But
A lot of relationships, they fail because of that.
I mean, what's it? Because they don't.
They
express-
never say what they really like.
But that's why it brings me back to that whole point of being in the Museum of Sex as well. Like, you got people that are so like uncomfortable around sexual stuff, and it's just like,
Then why did they walk in there, you think?
That's what makes me curious. Maybe they're like, you get those people that are like, oh, should we just go check this? It'll be funny. We'll like, make
Yeah.
fun. But really, they're like the little pervs that just don't want to fucking admit it. They want to see some dildos and all this. Mate, the shit in there was It was like a playground for me. They literally had like games you could play. There was one you have to like put your hand in this like fake vagina and spin this fucking thing as fast as possible, simulating climaxing. And if you won it, that's how I won that little fucking boob thing for you. So.
Oh, you won that?
Yeah, I won it, mate.
Oh, so you made the machine come.
Close enough, yeah.
No.
It didn't hit all
lied.
the, it didn't hit all the way, and it made me feel really bad. It's like I can't even make a fucking machine fucking come.
The machine was like, here, it's okay.
I think it gave
You
me
tried.
I think it was it was like a you did your best kind of prize.
I want to go now. I've been in the Museum of Sex, but I haven't been in years. I want to go now and try to make the machine come.
I think you should go there on some sort of psychedelic though, 'cause it's kind of trippy in there, dude. They got like a whole mirror room. They got this whole like epileptic kind of thing going on.
But if I saw all the dicks everywhere and all like the fake pussies, I think I'd get a little like
Either
like,
that or get arrested if you're shagging a fucking.
I would end up fucking that machine by accident.
Yeah, no. If you are ever in New York, I highly recommend it because it's pretty fucking interesting historically as well, and good laugh if you're a couple as well. I bet you go home and have the best sex of your life after going there as well.
Or you know what? Forget even best sex. You may have a really good, honest conversation of like, hey, look,
Or
I've
that.
never told you this, but I like being tied up and choked, and I want a dildo in me or whatever. And there men who think that sex toys are the enemy are so dumb. If you gave me a vibrator, boom, I'll use it on you and done. My job is 3/4. It's like, why would I build a house without a hammer?
See, that's
Like,
not,
it's way easier.
that's not where I thought you were gonna go with that sentence.
Oh, what did you think?
You're like, I'll use it on you, then I'll use it on me.
No, that's what you want.
I probably fucking would. Yeah, like fuck it, it's here. Let's go.
You make her come, and you're like, all right, it's my turn.
All right,
and she's
she's
looking at you like, what? What are you talking about?
Come on, tit for tat type thing.
Let's go. But
Speaking of which, though, yeah, no, it is like yourself. It needs some preparation. If anyone's ever, even on the female part as well, like, preparation is very much appreciated when it comes to anal cunnilingus. If that's any advice to anyone.
wow,
Yeah.
look at that. We have a doctor here with us.
I've referred to it properly as well.
Anal cunnilingus.
Correct. Yes.
Isn't it called? Isn't it analingus? Wouldn't that be the?
Is that actually a word?
I don't know.
No point asking me because I'm fucking illiterate. So, but I quite like analingus.
Analingus, yeah,
That's a
analingus.
fucking mouthful. Dude.
It would, yeah, but it's better than saying anal cunnilingus. I mean, do you call it cunnilingus?
Fuck
Is that what,
no.
so you say like eating pussy?
Yeah, or eating ass.
Yeah, that's what it should say. Okay.
Yeah, no, but it's you sound so posh when you say cunnilingus.
You sound like you've never did cunnilingus. if a girl said to me, "I want you to perform cunnilingus," I'd go, "I want you to leave."
I'd be so fucking turned on.
I turned on.
Hell yeah, no one's ever said that to me before. Well, think about it, and she does it with a stern like, you're gonna do this.
And is she over? Was she born before or after the Titanic? Because no one else is using that fucking word.
Next, you'll be like, "Oh, we're courting and all that stuff like that." Oh, mate.
Dude, okay, so let me ask you this. This has become like a sex podcast. I'm sorry, guys. We don't know what we're doing.
Whenever I'm on it, it's probably...
It is. We were trying to figure out what the fuck this is. I'm really trying, but this is fun conversation, and we'll figure it out.
But I do promise it will not always be about sex.
No, but we did bring up movies. We did bring up
movies. So
Yeah.
yeah. You're right.
Would you? Do you? I was talking to someone about this also. What is your go-to word for like a vagina? Like, would you call it a pussy or a vagina? And do you prefer how a woman refers to it?
I struggle with that one. I don't like saying pussy.
Really?
Really, I feel like
love that word.
I feel like a twat, like an idiot.
Like, I want to lick your pussy. You wouldn't say. You say I want to lick your vagina.
No, just like I don't know. I fluctuate between it.
Okay.
I try to. Funnily, I actually try to avoid saying it. I say, "Do you want me to eat you out?" That's what I say.
That's a good way to do it
Yeah,
too.
because vagina, you sound like an idiot.
Now, what if you're sexting with someone?
Do you want me to eat you out?
Okay. But what if it's like, I want your head to go down and kiss me, down my navel?
Yeah, that's probably when I end up saying something like, but man, I don't know why. Just when I say the word pussy, I just feel like those jocks that go to fucking the fraternities and knuckle draggers like, yeah, I love pussy, man. I'm like, oh my God.
I mean, when you say it like that, it makes me sound like a knuckle fucking dragger. But
yeah,
I don't know. Pussy, like, I think it's a nice word. There's something nice about pussy. I've dated girls who don't like that word. Most of them don't. But most of them are like, vagina. Like, I want you to eat my vagina. I don't love that, though. I feel like I'm going to the doctor.
Have you ever met a chick that, like, never refers to her as a vagina or a pussy and has, like, a cutesy kind of name?
That's scary.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like...
No, that's freaky.
That sounds like she's got some shit that she hasn't dealt with.
I've met two of them.
What would they say? They were like, I want you to touch my little...
They had really, like, my vajiji or something like that. I can't remember what it was, dude. It was something that made my fucking cock shrivel in my body so fucking quick. I was just like, nah, you're alright. Vajiji or vajayjay and stuff like that.
What are we, 7?
Yeah, apparently it's more common than I realized. Apparently some women have like specific names for their vaginas.
Like an actual name?
Yeah, not Dorothy, but like, well, there's Dorothy, it's not quite as sexy as that. But if you had to name your cock, like, it'd just be stupid. It's like, oh, do you want to suck Mickey? Who the fuck's Mickey? Mickey the cock. Like,
the only way I'd ever lick a vagina that had a name, it'd have to be Sheila. I feel like Sheila's got a character to her.
Sounds like a 40-year-old stripper.
That's exactly why. Like, hey, baby, let's see what Sheila's up to tonight. Let me see it.
Hey, is Sheila working tonight?
It's Sheila, and she comes out.
It's like that scene from the Adam Sandler film with the chick.
Which one?
That's My Boy.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That was actually not a bad one.
That was one of the few that I really liked.
Of his new ones, yeah. Like, it had a little like taste of the old one, but people thought it was like moronic. And
it is moronic, but it's great.
But like, do they not realize the other stuff was extremely moronic as well?
I mean, Happy Gilmore was moronic. Billy
yeah.
Madison was moronic, but it was
the Water Boy, dude.
Completely moronic.
That was like him literally playing as like a handicapped, like retarded person.
He was retarded,
but it was like, do you do that today? You're in so much
you would
trouble.
never get away with that. Never.
Yeah.
But those movies are classics. And he's playing basketball in the city all the time now. He was with J. Cole playing ball in New York.
No shit.
On the Lower East Side, yeah.
Where does he live around here?
Who? Sandler?
Yeah, Sandler.
I mean, when he calls me, I'll let you know. I don't fucking know where he lives, dude.
I'm just saying, like, sometimes certain celebrities live, like...
Probably downtown in Soho.
Like, De Niro probably lives downtown.
He lives in Tribeca.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
How do I know that? Sometimes you just know where celebrities live. In LA.
Let me hit that.
Yeah, in LA.
Yeah.
Certain celebrities live in certain areas. You just know it.
Yes, but, I mean... But LA is the land of the stars. Yeah. They're either in Malibu or in Beverly Hills or Bel Air.
Touche.
You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to live in Hollywood.
No, you're not exactly going to get them in Woodland Hills or...
Absolutely not, unless you're some fucking B-list soap opera star.
Then again, I think Joe Rogan actually lived in Woodland Hills as well.
He lived in the valley.
Yeah, somewhere in Sion.
Somewhere in the valley.
Yeah. Anyway, off the topic. I just find it interesting to know, like, when you're living, near celebrities kind of thing. Someone you admire, like, wow, that motherfucker lives around here. This is what he sees when he wakes up, Like, that's his kind of environment.
That is true.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is, in Manhattan, it's all the same, if that makes any sense. Like, walking out of your house in Malibu and walking out in Hollywood, it's a different environment. In Manhattan, it's like, all right, if you're on the Upper East Side or you're on the Lower East Side, you just have different types of people. Sure, the buildings are a little different, but for the most part, it's all a metropolis.
Mansion in Malibu or high-rise in New York?
Oh, that's tough, dude. That's really tough.
That is tough because there's not one who's better than the other for sure.
A high rise in New York would be, to me, like the ultimate, as a New Yorker, like the ultimate.
Yeah, that's okay. Asking you, I understand that.
To look down on the peasants, like that would be nice.
Finally, I'm amongst
Yeah,
I'm
like,
above them all.
Alfred, do me a favor, spit on the next guy walking by.
Oh my god!
Spit on
throw the latrine bucket over.
Please. He's contaminating our air.
I do wonder how really rich people look at people like us.
I'm sure they'd go, that's really cute. They
Do
go,
you think
oh, he's working at. Do
Do you think they just come out like out of their high rises right now in Central Park and they like, I'm gonna mix with the
100, like, oh, Cindy, you wouldn't believe what I did today. I actually took the train with the heathens.
I shook one's hand.
Ugh.
And I didn't fall off.
Legit, dude. They definitely do. They're like, I went to the McDonald's today.
Oh
You wouldn't believe it.
I didn't order anything. I was there.
Thank God they got rid of all those people. Now they have machines taking orders like humans.
Less interaction with them.
Ugh.
But because I remember when I was in London once and I was working on a construction site.
Oh,
and
boy.
we were working in a really nice part of London. This is
Yeah.
like where footballers would buy houses or they'd buy their girlfriends' houses to be, away and stuff. It was a nice part of London.
Yeah.
And all the builders used to say, all the chicks around here love a bit of rough. And I'm like, what do you mean love a bit of rough? They're like, oh, they like blue collar. They find it fun. When they're like, they come from, the Ivy League kind of stuff and all the fancy, and they like mess with the kind of, rough and tough kind of thing. They find it exhilarating. And I think it's kind of cool in some ways.
Growing up, when I work blue collar now, growing up, I thought that's what a woman would like a guy in a fucking wife beater who like had some muscles. I learned the hard way that no, it's a big fucking wallet.
Yeah, yeah. But this is what I should clarify. They wanted for
the side.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah,
not for marriage. Like we're talking. Yeah,
they want their skinny tech boyfriend or husband to write the checks,
provide,
and then they can go fuck the construction worker, or maybe not construction worker, but
the artist or like
the fitness trainer.
It's usually the fun stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you've seen The Notebook, right?
Which one's that?
With Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling.
A long.
What do you want? What do you want?
Fucking the guy from Entourage was in that. The guy that played E.
Yes, he was.
Oh man.
So
I remember that one. Yeah.
In that movie, she has the choice of going with Ryan Gosling, who's a blue collar guy who doesn't have much, but he ends up buying the house that she said she originally wanted when they were dating, and whatever. But he wasn't a rich guy, or she could have ended up marrying into this fucking prestigious family.
She should have married into the prestigious family.
That's she should have. She's a fucking idiot. The mother was like, I was in this. She's from fucking New Orleans or something. I used to do this, and she drove by a construction site. And she goes, "You see that man?
Yeah.
I was in love with that man before. Right before I met your father at the same time." And she's like, "I don't even know who that guy is, but I loved him so much." And it was like the idea of, do you go? Where do you go?
Or your mind type thing. Yeah.
Or your pussy.
Or that.
Yeah. But I think women enjoy that, but they don't want to spend their life with that.
Well, I guess it's the same for men though as well. Like most, typical men they can't handle like a wild woman. Most men can't. They just want something kind of quiet and simple. But they fantasize the wild, like the strippers of the world and the just gorgeous things. But it's like they don't necessarily want to have it the whole time. Does that make sense? They want safety as much as the women do.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I think that's valid because I think men are more willing to make the mistake.
Yeah.
I think women go like, all right, I know better. Like for my future, women are smarter and they think ahead of going, good, this guy's not going to fuck me right, but I know I will be secure. Whereas a man will be like, she's a hooker, but I can change her.
Yeah.
Where a woman's like, I'll fuck this guy anyway.
I think that's the whole white knights. You ever met any white knights? You know the term white knight?
Yeah, who tries to like save the girl.
There's always a guy that's like trying to save this broken girl, and
I've been there.
Man, I feel sorry for these guys. I think they've evolved into the modern day simps now. I think that's what they technically are, or whatever they are. But this is one guy just fawning over this woman that clearly is not good for him.
It's terrible. And there's some bad women who will take advantage, and there's some that'll be like, look,
of course,
I'm not talking to you anymore.
Yeah.
You need to. I'm not good for you.
But I wonder what like goes through their head. They were like, what? I have to be the hero today. Like,
I think that's that comp. I think women have that too. Where they're like, I can change him.
Yeah.
But they have it way earlier. They don't have it during the marriage stage. Like a man will marry a girl like that.
This is true.
You know.
I think men are so much quicker to rush into things. because we're lustful. We're just so we work off of instinct.
Yes.
Which is like boom, which is not always good.
No, it's terrible.
It's great if you need to get things done quickly.
Yeah.
Might not be efficiently, but quickly. But whereas, like you said, women, if women were as tall and as strong as men, they'd fucking rule this fucking. They think things so much more clearly than we do.
They're smarter. I truly believe that. I think that in the sense of like of the maneuvering through life, as far as making the just seeing the bigger picture, where men is like it's way more like tunnel vision. Like you see a beautiful girl and you're like, that's it. Like this is it.
Yeah. Let's breed and like
I'm gonna handle this. I don't know how I'm gonna handle it. Where a woman's like, I don't know about this one.
But if I was to be go back and somehow be a woman, I don't blame these chicks for getting safety for some men in terms of money.
I think it's really smart.
Well, yeah, because your life is literally, it's like this little fat thing right here. Like,
yeah.
Imagine he didn't get such a nice home and food and stuff. Like, he's done. Oh, it's such a bad analogy to refer to as a dog.
No, like women are animals.
Sorry, don't fucking see that. Oh my god.
No, I get what you're saying. But also, I mean, look, women can handle that. Women can work and do everything that, you know.
I was saying if I was a woman, that's what I
If I was a woman, I wouldn't work a day in my life. I'd find the richest guy I can, and I would make sure I didn't sign a prenup, and I'd fuck my gym trainer. When he divorced me, I'd take half. And that'd be it.
Fair play. That's a great, like, if I was your career counselor right now, I'd be like, fucking good.
It's a solid move. My guidance counselor would have been thrilled.
Now imagine you're a guy turn up there, you're gonna get laughed out the fucking room.
Oh no, that'd be terrible. They'd be like, oh, you wanna?
But how is that? That's an interesting thing. That like how it's okay, it's socially acceptable for a woman to do that. Yeah, but not a man.
Yeah, you always look at the guy like, oh, that poor bastard. However, like you could say that.
No, I mean in the sense like you see some, these guys who date these old women with money, in the sense of they're waiting for them to pass away, and stuff like. How is one more culturally acceptable than the other? Like, mate, if I told you right now, I'm dating an 80-year-old fucking widow of some producers, whatever, lots of money. Yeah. You're gonna look at me like, mate, you don't love her, but
I'd be very proud of you.
I appreciate
I'd be like, you know what? Good for you, man. I said she got an oxygen tank. She'll be dead in a couple months. Good for you. Way to get it.
You got that one just at the right time.
Yeah, like you really hit the lottery. It's hitting the lottery.
Oh man. Well,
I would do the same. Like, look, wheel this bitch around for a couple months. Give her the time of her life. Give her some dick here and there. You don't even have to. You just whip it out and rest it on the wheelchair arm.
Would you do it for free?
What do you mean?
Let's say this wealthy woman just
pity fuck an 85-year-old.
She's gonna go, and you could make the last few weeks of her life magical. Would you just do it for the pure, goodness
knowing
of
that
heart?
I helped someone in their last moments?
Let's say they were just so lonely, and that was the highlight of the last 20 years of their life, was just to have a young fucking stud turn up and just ravish what's left of her body.
I would, but my only concern would be that I'd whip my dick out and she'd be like, I picked the wrong guy.
It's like, wow, I didn't think I could get any more depressed.
It's like, I thought you were 20, not 9 months old, you fucking baby dick.
Oh, my God. I would do it, though.
I do everything for a good story, so I think possibly I'd be like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah, I guess. Plus, I was going to say, it's one of those stories you can tell your kids. You're probably not going to tell your kids that story, but,
I would on my deathbid.
Yeah,
I'd want my kids to know everything.
It's funny you say that, because I actually do agree. So I don't know why. You're right. When I have kids,
in due time,
a decade or so, it would be cool to actually fucking just talk to them freely about this stuff. Not in the hopes of making them want to do it themselves, but just to know that you're also a person who's done some crazy shit themselves. I think your child would actually respect you more if he knew that.
My dad told me everything.
Yeah.
And there are certain things I wish I didn't know. However, I wish he would have told it to me a little later.
Okay. Well, now you know that, though, and you can pass that on should it happen as well. Maybe not tell him at 10 years old about whatever happened,
Yeah, no. He told me, when I lost my virginity, this was one of those things. The thing is, as a father, if I lost my virginity, we've spoke about this when I was 12.
Right.
And my dad found out pretty much right after.
Literally right after.
Days after.
Okay.
And he went, good for you. Good for you. I'm proud of you. And I would probably do the same. But I also look at a 12-year-old now. Maybe I sound like a total bitch. I'd be like, are you all right? Are you
No,
okay?
you're doing the right. That's definitely
You
the
know
right.
what I
That's
mean?
definitely the right thing. What you're saying there.
And maybe
Because 12 is young, bro.
dude, I was the coolest kid. I mean, I was very cool amongst my friends. They were like, "Oh, he's." I mean, and then after that, I didn't fuck. All my friends started fucking at 14, and no one was fucking me because I looked like this dog sitting next to me. But that was the thing. I didn't get any for a long time after that. But in the moment, I was cool as shit. And then as I got older, I was like, "Ee."
You're probably the youngest person I know who's lost in terms of.
I've never met
virginity,
anyone
like-
who's lost it earlier who hasn't been like molested.
Well, yeah, fuck.
Well, I
Still.
guess I mean I don't know if I was, but I'm saying like like molested.
Is it molested if you enjoyed it?
I
like,
mean,
or-
I came, so like that's the thing. Like,
Plus, you like I don't. Whenever we talk about it, I don't hear you like sad. You're like fuck yeah. Like it doesn't sound like this traumatic thing. It's like,
like you kind of sound like you loved it, dude.
you literally just to go back to like the Sandler film. It's like that kid who fucks his. He's like loving life because he fucks an older teacher and loses virginity with like 11 or some shit.
I never understand that when a kid. I mean, unless the teacher goes AWOL and she's like, "I want to have your babies and I love you," like these sick bitches.
Right.
But if there's a teacher who's like, "I want to suck your balls after school," and that's it, like, don't tell anyone.
So
Why
you're
would you tell
You're
anyone?
talking about all these real ones right now, like
yeah,
everything-
yeah.
Right.
Who they're like they find out like, why would you tell? You had a great thing
Have
going.
you looked at the pictures? What they look like?
Some of them are hot as
Right.
shit.
Fuck, dude. I'm like, why do you have?
I
Why?
never. My fucking teachers in school were disgusting.
Yeah,
I've never had a hot teacher.
yeah. Mine went great either. So,
They're fucking disgusting.
but after a few years, they start to look great. You know, when there's no other options. You're like, oh, I can kind of see something there.
That's why you want a fucking 85-year-old. You're trying to live.
Hey,
your
what can I
fucking-
what can I say? When you grow up in the Middle East and there's not many people around, stuff starts to look attractive real quick.
You're like, ooh, she's got crow's feet next to her eyes. I like that.
She smells like an ashtray. Oh man, yeah. Growing up in the Middle East doesn't do a service in terms of looking at beautiful people half the time.
I mean, I can't even imagine, bro. Like you see an ankle and you may come.
Oh fuck! You see an eyelash and that's the fucking highlight right there, man. I'm
Oh
telling
my
you,
God,
man.
that's terrible.
It's funny.
Can you access porn in the Middle East? Like, get on.
Oh,
like,
you have to get VPNs and all that shit. Like,
is it a whole to do or is it easy?
sometimes it is,
Yeah.
but it's not as easy as in the United States. Mate, I can fucking whip up.
We could jerk off
5,000
right now.
Literally, it's
Yeah.
so accessible in the Middle East. Yeah, nah, they try to tamper that down, but obviously, yeah.
But jerking off in the Middle East, like when you're alone in your house, you're about to jerk off. Do you feel like you're committing a crime?
It does feel a little sketchy. At
Yeah,
first.
right. Like, oh, if someone finds me now, I'm in trouble.
Well, not to mention because they can also trace what. Even though you got VPN, there are ways of finding out.
Of course.
You know, like they could easily. But then again, who's going to use police resources to say, we've got a 14-year-old kid who's discovered porn and he's fucking whacking his dick around till something comes out. We got to get him. Like,
SWAT team comes
literally smashes through the fucking window. We got him.
in. Way to go, guys.
What was the material? Horny teachers, anal.
85-year-olds fucking.
For
It was
trust.
hospice porn.
Oh my god. Well, I think you've just made a category for porn now.
Can you imagine hospice? Like, I gotta look that up. If there's a hospice
You
category,
don't have to look
a
it up.
woman. No, I gotta find out. I gotta find out.
I do wonder what they watch though. Like older people, like, because obviously they know about porn.
They probably watch the most raunchy shit because they've been so suppressed for most of their lives. They didn't have internet porn. In their last days, they're like, let's see what this is about.
Maybe old people don't like going to homes because they can't wank off as much.
Apparently, there's a big thing. There's like an epidemic. The men in nursing homes rape the older women.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because they want to fuck. They'll go and
That would
sneak into
be
people's beds and
The
like they're horny old
slowest
men.
rape chase I've ever seen. Get back here, Dolores. It's not gonna exactly.
It'll take a week and a half to catch her.
You just see the security guard just grab him by the shoulder, just.
Hey buddy, your pacemakers, it's gonna stop.
That's already your third strike. Come on now, like fucking hell.
That's oh my god, dude. It happens though. It fucking happens.
It happens everywhere. It's fucked up, dude. There's no right.
It's terrible. Anyone who does anything against someone's will with their body should be taken out and shot. Like it just is what it is.
It's also probably the most like traumatizing thing that someone can do. Like literally take control
You
of it.
ruined them. You ruined the one pleasure that we have as human beings. Like, sure, forget everything else. This is a natural pleasure that you're born with, and you've taken that. Why would you do that to somebody?
Yeah, there are some sick folk out there. That's for fucking
It's
sure.
fucking crazy, dude. It's crazy that you just... And, like, look, I'm not the guy who, when I'm about to have sex with someone, go, do you consent to this? I'll be
No.
like, yo, if I feel it, you could feel it. And you go, hey, we don't got to do anything.
You know when it's not right. You just
yes.
you know
you could feel the energy.
There's a lot of things that have to click to make you think, okay, in a sane mind, like, oh, this is what's gonna happen. You know.
Even fucked up, I've been like, yo, I've stopped midway, and I'm like, look, we don't have to do this.
I swear, I'm more reserved when I'm drunk than I am sober.
Me too.
I'm like super cool, especially like nowadays. You just want to be you just don't want anyone to be uncomfortable.
Ever.
Like, cause you know, even if a dude's just fucking uncomfortable, cause you're kind of in the spot, and you're like, fuck, I don't want to make this chick feel uncomfortable, but at the same time, I wanted to, like, you know, just, you gotta do the move. Like you said the other day, like, imagine your ancestors long time ago that had a sword and you're too afraid to talk to a chick or something like that.
Oh, yeah, like your ancestors have killed people and fought wars, and we're sitting here because of them, because they've killed people, and you can't talk to a woman, like, that's what you're scared of. These people are fighting fucking saber-toothed tigers.
Well, exactly, but this is like the same thing as, like, you want to be, you know, forward in the sense that, you know, you can lead the woman. Some women like to be led by the guy, obviously.
Yeah.
But you don't want to come off like, you know, too much.
You don't want to be too much, and you don't want to be a total fucking pussy either.
It's such a
There's
fucking
nothing
fun
worse,
line, dude.
Like, yo, when you go up to a woman, it's what is she gonna say? Get away from me, you ugly fuck! And I go, got it. I'll get the fuck away from you.
Yeah, I think men should go to, like, schools where they just have that done to them. Literally, they just go up to these people. They get about 100 reps in. They're like, okay, I've had my filling.
You need it. It's like anything else. Like going on stage, you're gonna get shit on doing comedy. You need that in order to get through it and go, all right, I'm still gonna fucking try.
Yeah,
you know?
No, you got a good point. I think.
And I'm being insulted. It makes me come a little bit. So I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, you need to go back to therapy. I swear to fucking God. No, like, people really don't have to do very much. Like, once you got the average person who's a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
Let's say it was a good job, like one that you would see yourself in. Once you've gotten past the actual initial, like, the scary, like, what's it called, the hiring stage, right?
Yeah.
After that, how much more risk do you really take? You know? Oh, sorry. How much more risk do you actually take for the average person? And so, like, you know, they don't really put themselves in scenarios.
They don't.
Like,
they stay with that job, and
Yeah.
they're like, okay, this is good. They don't want to be put in a position where they're rejected, whether it's with your job or anything.
These motherfuckers are the ones who've got the money and the safety and the security. Those are the ones that are not fucking, though. That's the ones who need to be fucking as well, because they are a huge demographic of the population.
Absolutely.
But they're too afraid to do it.
And a lot of times people end up in a relationship that they should have probably not ended up in, because it was like, oh, they said they wanted to go out, and you just stay here because it's okay, I'm going to look for something else? Like, why would I fuck that up? But no, you should if you're not 100% satisfied, because, look, there's a lid for every pot.
Yeah.
But sometimes, look, you may get the right lid, but it's also you want a different brand of pot. Of lid, I mean, or pot, whatever.
I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. You know, everyone's got, like...
You got to try. Even if you're, like, look, even if you're content, but your mind is wandering and you're like, I want to go cheat, then you need to get out of that.
Yeah, that puts me on another point. Like, how many people do you know in the modern time who have slept with one person and married to that person still? Not including your parents. I'm talking our generation.
No, my parents didn't do that.
Oh, okay.
Well, my mom was hoeing. My mom was hoeing.
I reckon my mom was too. As I've gotten older, like, I know where my sex drive comes from. The stories I hear from my mom, like, I'm like, oh, this is gross. I don't want to fucking hear this shit. Why? Okay, but it makes sense now where I've got my problems. But, yeah, no, but what was I saying just before that?
Having sex with one person.
Yeah, so I know someone who's, you know, high school lovers, got married fairly quickly after high school. They've only slept with each other. They've been married for they're our age.
And are they happy?
They're really happy, dude. They're actually
What?
happy. No, they're actually happy, dude.
Are you fucking kidding?
And I see it, and I'm like,
ugh.
Fuck, like... See, there I am fucking romanticizing this, and you going, like that sums us up right there.
Imagine never having sex with anyone else.
I spoke to, you know, the guy, and I'm like, obviously trying to understand his perspective, and I get it. Like, can you imagine, like, you know, that's something they shared with themselves. That is special. Like, that no one else has ever had what they've had with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your wincing just for a fucking moment behind. Now, this is where I was like you said, what happens if you marry yes, you love her, but the sex is wank.
I wouldn't marry that person.
But you're already married and you love her and shit.
I'd get divorced.
Yeah, well, that's you.
But there's no way, dude. Look, my uncle has said to me, there's 3 things that you'll find in a person. He goes, you'll never get all 3, but someone who'll have your back, someone who'll be a good mother, and someone who you'll have great intimate relationship with.
So you don't get all 3, you said.
You get 2 of the 3. If you're, I mean, I've never met. Maybe people have found all 3, but his thing was always like, chances are you'll get 2 of the 3, and you have to figure out what you want to live with.
Well,
Personally,
good thing you don't want kids.
I
then,
don't
is
want
it?
kids.
Yes,
So
you
I
are.
know exactly what I want. I want someone who's going to want to be strange with me intimately and like just go to that place of fucking euphoria and bliss
Yeah.
and have my back.
Yeah.
But some people are okay with having a fucking very bland sex life. But I think that if you don't, how much do you know about yourself if you never had sex with anyone else? How much?
There's that as well, and there's also the case of like romantic adversity as well.
What does
Like,
that mean?
in the sense that most people will go through a love cycle and they'll end and they'll feel their first proper heartbreak, and then they'll realize, oh, the world's not gonna end just 'cause I'm sad, and then life moves on.
That's it.
Like, I do wonder, like, people who have only been with one person, let's say something happens,
Yeah.
not that you want it to, how would they take it? Because they've not had it. They've not had any experience like some of us who, we have breakups with girlfriends early on in life.
Yeah.
And you feel like the world's fucking ending, but you're okay.
You also need to heartbreak. I've learned more from heartbreak than I've probably learned from anything else. Like you said, like I learned, oh shit, the world isn't gonna be over, and there's 7 billion people. I'll be happy again at some point.
Well, that's the thing. But like, if you're like 40 years old, you've been married for 20 years, you probably think, oh my god, my life.
Oh well, then you'll probably kill yourself.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like it's like shit. That's kind of like because there's so many reasons someone might not be with someone after a certain point. Whether it's even if it's death, like if they were to die, you're like, shit, I have no experience with the opposite sex in any sense. I don't even know what another woman feels like. That is not a good start.
That's what I'm saying. So then why the?
This is what I tried to bring up to this guy, and he didn't care about it.
He didn't care.
And I don't
Well,
blame
when
him.
one of them dies, they're gonna find out, and it's gonna be fucking tragic.
Either that or those robot AIs will be around in time,
And
so he'll never have to fucking do it again.
You'll see him. He'll be like, "I've never been happier." This is
She's a better version of her.
This is R2D2, and she gives great head. Way better than my deceased wife. R.I.P.
I can't even remember her name.
Yeah. Who?
Come here, R2.
Yeah, we were having missionary all the time, and then R2D2 came around and really rocked my world.
Fucking hell, man. This thing has literally been about sex the entire time.
Sex, robots, this is all we've talked about.
Fuck, we should take Love, Death, and Robots away from fucking the Netflix and just title the podcast that.
Love, death. We should just talk about that all the time.
Literally.
That'd be great. And we could just have we could bring on different dildo machines and have someone test it out.
I was going to say, like, what do you mean who's going to test?
You, apparently. I'll sit there bicycle riding going, is it in? You good?
Oh, yeah, this is good. I like.
Very good. Uber good, yeah.
Oh, my God, no. But I think more people. This will be the last thing I say about sex, but I do think people should talk about it more. I
100% agree. I think if you're not talking about it, there's something that something with yourself that you need to figure out. It's so. When I was younger, sure, like every other kid, I was super insecure. As I got older, I'm like, yo, this is my dick, this is my body. I like this. Let's experiment. Do you like that? I've never done that. Let's try it. As long as it's not completely beyond my threshold. Yeah. I want to someone have fist me. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But I think that's how it has to be. And I've noticed that my life got progressively easier in my mid to later 20s when I was like, yo, this is my body. And the other thing is,
and
like,
being okay with what you like as well. Like,
I may like some feet now. I don't fucking know. I like one pair of feet.
So now we finally get to the fucking
whatever.
Bottom of it.
Right? It was one fucking foot. 2 feet. It was one on one body.
2 feet, so there was
whatever. Okay. Fuck it. All right. I'm okay with it.
Was it 4 feet or 2?
It was. I don't know. Okay. They were perfect.
Oh my god, man.
And the other thing is like dick size. Like when you're growing up, you're like, oh, my dick isn't big enough. I mean, maybe unless your dick is huge. Yeah. I have an average size dick. I'm like, and as I got older, I went, holy shit, there's dudes walking around with fucking pinky nail dicks, and I'm like, I'm fucking great. My dick is perfect.
Yeah, it was like what I was just talking to you about in the car as well. When you got perspective, like I was saying, I read a statistic the other day. If you earn more than $40,000 a year, you make more than 99% of the population. Yet you probably think you're broke as shit.
You probably are, but
if you live somewhere like New York,
statistics don't tell different.
Well, that's the thing. It's like the same thing with the dick. If you got an average dick, like if I throw you in the Philippines, you're fucking Goliath cock out there, probably.
Really?
Yeah, I think either the Philippines or someone's got like this. I think it is the Philippines.
I think it's the entire continent of Asia.
You reckon?
Yeah. No offense, but it's kind of what they say.
I would not know, but I can imagine it. Yeah.
Wow, Doodle, you smell like shit. Holy
I told you.
Yeah, she stinks.
Yeah.
Doodle, you fucking
You are
stink.
cute, but
you smell like fish.
Ugh.
Ugh. Oh my god. Wow. I mean, should we cut it there?
I think on that note, yeah.
I think. All right, Doodle. You have anything to say? All right. She's got nothing.
That was poetic.
It was. I like it. All right. Well, I guess we're back again. Sporadic as usual. Sean is in New York until Sunday. We're having a good old fucking time. I took him to have a Katz's sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking loved it.
It's good to be back after 10 years as well.
10 fucking years.
It's been a decade since I was living here.
That's insane, dude.
In that decade, I've lived in the Middle East again. I lived in Southeast Asia, back in the UK. So much has happened in 10 years, yet I come back and the city's just as fucking great.
You hear it for
you
you heard it here first, folks. It's fucking great. And yeah, we're gonna spend some more time here, and maybe I'll come out to LA. And
you will come.
I will, not maybe.
You will. There's no maybes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm coming.
That's yeah.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you later.